I thought yeah.
This meeting is being recorded.
All righty. As we say every week, California is a two-party state. So if you don't want to be recorded, we ask that you exit the meeting. So today's talk is called Bidding is a Conversation. And it grew out of one of the very first ones, I think the very first one that I gave to your group, Deborah, which was listening to the bidding. So I think it'll be fun today. I'm going to experiment with one thing that's totally brand new, and we'll see how it works out. So last week we looked at this picture, and it was, I'm sure we've all had this exact conversation. I can cook chicken for dinner. Oh, we have leftovers in the freezer. I also bought some pork belly. Chicken sounds great. I'll turn on the oven. And why did I put this on the front page? And the answer is that it mimics what happens at the bridge table. The gentleman says 1 heart, and the lovely lady says 1 spade, and the handsome gentleman says 2 diamonds. And then to his pleasure, she responds 3 hearts. And then he says, I'll turn on the oven. Let's play 4 hearts. Have any of you ever found yourself sitting at the table and you make a bid of a suit and your partner bids a different suit and your immediate thought is, partner doesn't like my suit? And anybody ever had that thought?
Yeah.
Let's confess. Okay.
Yes.
I want you to use your powers of examination and look at this conversation. She didn't say, I don't like chicken, right? And she didn't say, I don't like hearts. She just had something else to say first. We good with that?
Yes.
Okay, presentation's over. Just kidding. So Deborah mentioned a couple times today that we had revamped the curriculum to run 24 weeks. In 16, there was just, too much to do. And next year we'll change it to 48. Just kidding. So today I wanted to point out where we are. We spent about 11 weeks focused primarily on card play. And during those card play sessions, we would get pre-bid hands. So the coach in the room would kind of explain what the bidding was. And this was the Jerry Garcia thing about if we see things that are unfamiliar long enough, they'll become familiar. And then we moved on to bidding. And we started by looking at counting points and opening 1 no trump, opening 1 of a major and raising it, opening 1 of a minor, opening 1 of a major, and some other things you could say. And so today we're going to kind of take a little bit of a step back and reflect on the fact that bidding is a conversation. But because I'm so crazy about card play, I wanted to begin with a demo. And it's a demo of this super important concept that is really difficult for people to assimilate. And when I explain it, or I guess a better phrase might be attempt to explain it, what happens is people look at this and they think, oh, I have a finesse. I'll just lead the queen. And the problem with that is the queen is not supported. And the queen is not sitting over there with the ace. If you lead the queen, the king is either on the left or the right. If it's on the left, that person will cover an honor with an honor, and you'll take the ace, but that's it. And if the king is on the right, your queen will ride around and get captured by the king. And you'll take the ace, but nothing else. And the way to handle this holding is you can win the ace, and then you lead a small one toward the queen, hoping that the king is over here. And if the king is over here, it's kind of like, what's that phrase from chess, en passant? If the king is over here on the right, there's nothing that person can do. If they hop up with the king, you take a trick with the queen. If they play low, you take a trick with the queen. So if the king is over on the right-hand side, you'll get 2 tricks. And if the king is on the left-hand side, you'll play the queen and lose to the king. But at least you had a chance. At least you tried. So here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And then I am going to resume sharing my screen. Because can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes,
Bridge hands?
yes.
See if there's something in the way, I'll drag it out of the way. So I was able to fiddle around enough on Bridgebase to kind of fool it. So ignore the contract and ignore the cards that are sitting in the middle from the last trick that was played. So let's look at the situation on the left and on the right. North-south have exactly the same hands. And all I did with east-west, this time the king is on the left, and this time the king is on the right. So I'm going to need 2 volunteers. One volunteer has to count the tricks when we lead the queen first. Any volunteer? Brock, I volunteer you.
Oh, okay. I did this wrong the other day, and so it's wonderful.
Good.
I remembered the correct way after, the hand.
Excellent. That's the only way we learn anything is we go, and then maybe the next time we get it right. So.
It's great.
And I need a second volunteer to count the tricks when we lead toward the queen. Do I have a second volunteer? Kaya, I'll pick you. You're the only names I can see on the page. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is start by leading the queen. So the king is on the left. And Brock, you ready to count?
Yes, so I lead the queen and
all you have to do is count how many tricks we take as north-south.
Oh, okay. We're just going to get this one.
Right. We're just going to get that one.
But tell me this, why would West decide that they really should use the king even though they're seeing the ace, because they know they're stuck if they don't?
Because the short story is because their king is dead.
Yeah, okay.
And they're sacrificing it to help partners Jack win.
Okay, so that's always what.
So we only took one trick.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
So let's try it when the king is over on the right. So we lead the queen. Whoops. Play. We lead the queen. We play small. And the king takes it. Brock, have we taken any tricks yet?
No.
Well, we
No.
haven't, so we just have that ace again. That's it.
Yep. So we're just going to win the ace. That's it. So all we got was one trick, no matter which side the king was on.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's back up a little bit. Did you know that Bridgebase would let you back up through things? Isn't this cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to play it the other way. And Kaya, you're my counter. So this time I'm going to play small to the ace. How many tricks have we won?
1.
All right. Now I'm going to cross my fingers and play to the queen. Bummer. We only won one trick. But now let's try it over here when the king is on the right. Small, ace. And now we lead small toward the queen. East is pickle. If East plays small, how many tricks do we have now?
2.
Two. And what happens if East goes up?
Then we just play the 3. Yeah.
How many
Our
tricks do
queen
we
is
have
still
now?
good. We'll still have 2.
We
Yeah.
have 2. So when we lead the queen, we only get 1 no matter what. When we lead toward the queen, we might get 2.
So if somebody asked this question on the left side, if West hadn't played the king, if they'd played lower, then we could have gotten 2
Yes,
Right?
but if West had attended our discussion of basic defensive principles, West would have covered an honor with an honor.
Aha, okay,
Got it?
yes.
So, so how was that?
Good.
That was fun.
That
Yeah.
was cool, Phil. That was very cool.
Yeah.
It's a good
And-
visual to see that
Yeah,
way.
and it's better than my, have I shared my screen yet?
No,
It's, okay, so we can see my screen again.
Yeah.
In the old fashioned form. It's better than my old visual, which was this.
Ah,
Well, I learned this from my brother in about 1968 or 1969, and I had led the queen in a situation like this, and he said, "You idiot, leading the queen is a zero play," which was, I guess, the most insulting thing he could think of to say. So when we have this situation, I think Deborah described it, a real bridge teacher says, you need to lead toward the card that you hope will take the trick. So you're hoping the king is over here and you lead toward the queen. All right, good with that?
yes.
yeah,
All right, this presentation originally included 0 bridge hands, which I thought was totally fun. We spent the entire presentation talking about bidding without looking at a single bridge hand. And that had probably never happened before. The slides looked like this. Assume the opponent's pass. What does each bid mean in English? 1 heart. So what does that mean in English?
5
12
hearts
points
and
and
12
five.
points.
12 points,
5
5
hearts.
hearts. 1 spade. What does that mean in English?
12 points and 1 spade.
No, they have.
I mean, 5
No,
spades,
no,
5 spades.
they have
The
more than
response.
the
So that's the
response.
response.
Yeah, it's in
Oh, this is the
response.
responder, okay.
Yeah, so it's 6 points. I didn't make it clear that it was opener and responder, sorry. 6 points and 4 more spades. And now opener bids 1 no trump.
15 to 17?
No.
No,
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 because it's
no.
Because if they'd opened 1 no trump, it would have been 15 to
Oh,
17.
that's what you're doing, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm sorry, this is a bidding conversation. I should have put opener and responder, my bad.
Okay.
So if they didn't bid 1 no trump to start with, why are they bidding 1 no trump now?
Because they want you to know that you
6
have.
to 9 points.
Because well, they did make an opening bid.
I don't like
Oh,
your.
to
I'm
14.
sorry. It's the.
I don't like
your
Same person.
Yeah.
It's
So what they're
that,
saying is I'm balanced with a minimum opener. And I can't rebid my hearts. I don't have 6 of them.
Oh,
If I had 4 spades, I would raise your spades. And I don't have another suit to bid. So they're basically saying I've got a hand that looks a lot like a 1 no trump opener, except it's weaker.
Mhm.
So when we first did this presentation, this is all it looked like for many, many pages. So oh, and the next person is saying, well, I told you before I had 6+, I could have had 20. But now I'm telling you, we don't have enough for a game. We're just going to get out here. So let's move on to the new way of presenting the material. So bidding is a conversation. Sometimes we tell partners something, and sometimes we ask partners something, and we're always listening, and we eavesdrop on the opponents, although our opponents never bid.
Yeah.
The goals of bidding are what suit and how high. And I had never heard these questions posed until, I don't know, a year ago, maybe. And it's only in the last couple months that I realized that if this is what you think about, if this is the only thing that you think about during the bidding, you will end up much more relaxed. You'll be much more confident. You'll be more comfortable. You won't be so frustrated and anxious. All you need to do is answer 2 questions. So let's look at some people working together, just like the guy and his dinner partner. Let's look at some people working together to answer those 2 questions. So on this page, I was smart enough to put opener and responder. So, and again, we're thinking what suit and how high. So opener, before opener makes a bid, I mean, we know what opener is going to bid, but does opener know what suit they're going to play in?
No,
No. Does
Um,
opener know how high they're going to go?
No,
No. So opener doesn't know anything about either one of those. And what does opener say to start the conversation?
one heart.
One heart. Okay. So let's look at responder's hand. What does responder know? Does responder know what suit?
Possibly.
yes, I
Yes.
think it's, I think that it's hearts.
Yeah.
Oh,
They do.
opener showed 5 hearts.
Yeah,
And this person has 3, so they have an 8-card major fit.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
responder now knows the answer to one of the questions. Oh, and I shouldn't have clicked yet. How high? Well, she doesn't know, but she's only got 6 ratty points and a 4 triple 3 hand. So she's thinking it's probably low. Okay, so notice that the first bidder had no idea about either question. But the second bidder started to get some answers and some indication. So this person bids 2 hearts. And in the conversation that says, I have at least 3 hearts and I have 6 to 10 support points. So now let's go back to opener. What does opener know? Does opener know what suit?
Yeah.
yes,
Absolutely, hearts. Does opener know how high?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
not gonna be game.
Not going to be game. So opener now has the answer to
yeah.
both questions. And opener passes.
Mhm.
Isn't that easy?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's easy.
Just
When
focus.
nobody intervenes with the bid, it's easier.
Well, someday we'll get to that.
I know.
Yeah.
Bill, can I ask you a
just need
question?
to- You need to glare more at the opponents when it looks like they're gonna bid.
Bill, I have a question based on, I
Yes.
think it was last week's lesson. It came up in the Hooligans bridge game yesterday.
Mhm.
So on the slide that you put up, the partner, it was called raising openers major by bidding her suit. So the partner
Yep.
opens 1 heart.
Yep.
So that happened. I had a hand where I had 3 hearts and I had 18 points. So I wasn't sure what to bid, because to bid 2 hearts, according to the slide you put up, means I have only 6 to 10 points.
Right, right.
But I didn't want to bid 3 hearts because
Why?
Yeah, so yeah, that's an
I didn't
excellent-
have 4 plus of the suit.
So let's go back. Your partner opened a heart
Mm-hmm.
and you had a monstrous 18 high card points and 3 hearts.
Correct.
Do you know the answer to suit?
To soup?
Yeah, which
Suit.
suit?
To suit.
Partner opened a heart and you had 3 of them.
Yeah, we want to go in hearts.
And how high do you want to go?
Well, they must have 12. I had 18, so that means I should go to game right away.
At least game, maybe slam. So as soon as opener made her opening bid of a heart, you knew the answer to both questions.
Uh-huh.
So it's your responsibility to get there. But with a hand that big, you just want to make a nice quiet bid. So you must have had a 4-card suit somewhere.
Yeah, yes, I did.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is. So you quietly bid your 4-card suit. And what you're telling partner is, I have 6 plus and this 4-card suit. And if it was at the 2 level, you're saying you have 10 plus. And that lets partner tell you more about her hand.
Okay.
And maybe partner bids real strongly.
What
And now
would,
you
what
know
would
you've
happen?
got slam.
So you're saying I shouldn't have just gone to game and gone to 4 hearts right away?
3 hearts, why not 3 hearts though?
Well, because that's not game.
Yeah, I know, but your
but
partner
three-
has to respond.
But no, partner doesn't have to respond.
Unless you change the suit.
3 hearts is invitational. 3 hearts says, I have 11 or 12. Partner
Oh.
can pass. And what's really interesting is if you look at, say, a 0 to 499 master point game, and I think most people on this call have 0, right? You get people
Right.
with 400, 450 master points, and they do all sorts of things. They'll jump to 4 hearts. They'll bid 2 hearts. They'll bid 3 hearts. And sometimes they have a disaster, and sometimes they escape. And what we're trying to do here is build up the right habits early in your bridge career, so that you'll tend to have fewer disasters. Or I guess
So
they're
why
called
would it be the
accidents.
right thing to bid 4 clubs or 3 clubs rather than just bid 4 hearts? Because at this point, I know we've got enough to go to game and I know what suits. So why wouldn't I just go with 4 hearts?
Because what if partner had 15 points? If you bid 4 hearts, partner's gonna think you have a weak freak. And partner's gonna pass.
Oh, that's a weirdie.
Yeah. So anyway, a little off topic, but the important thing there is
So what are you saying to do here? I kind of missed that, Phil. Bid another suit.
In the hypothetical situation, just bid
Yeah.
another suit and learn more about partner. You
Okay.
already know the answer to both questions.
Right, you're gonna bid again.
You're gonna bid again, but you want to give partner a chance to tell you some more.
And
So,
that's forcing bid to the partner, is that right, Phil?
That is a forcing bid. Because when it goes, say, 1 heart, 1 spade, you have 6 to infinite points. And partner can't pass because your number of points is unlimited. You're making a forcing bid. We good with that?
Yep.
Oh,
What did you do then? What did you do? What did you bid?
I was coached by Deborah
Oh, okay.
and I undid a couple
bid
times.
right.
Well, that's the beauty of online, is we can get coached and we can go back and forth and it's fun.
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm gonna now give responder the exact same hand. But I'm gonna give opener a big hand.
okay.
So opener's got this beautiful hand. I count 18 gorgeous high card points. And 2 for length. It's a 20-point hand at least. So what does opener know about suit and how high?
It's nothing.
Hearts.
Nothing. Exactly. Hopefully game. I mean, partner doesn't have to have much. Hopefully game. Opener's really excited. And she's thinking it's probably going to be hearts. I mean, if partner has 2 hearts, we'll play in hearts, but she can't be sure. So what does she bid?
1 heart.
1 heart. So it starts out looking exactly the same, but in her head, it's a little different. Okay, so let's go to responder. Does responder know what suit?
Yes.
Yes. And what is it?
Heart.
And how high?
Doesn't know.
Doesn't know, but probably low. She got a lousy 6 points. So she does the same thing she did up above,
Right.
right?
Too
Well,
high.
now what does opener know?
That the
That
partner,
she's got a low,
No.
doesn't have many points.
She
Partner's
knows.
got 3 hearts.
3 hearts. Yeah.
So does she know the answer to what suit?
Yeah.
Yes.
And does she know the answer to how high?
yes.
Yes.
And how high is it?
6-point game.
Baba.
Game,
Game.
because partner had 6. You had 20, partner had 6.
Yes.
So she now knows the answer to both questions.
Mhm,
And she knows partner's weak, so she just places the contract.
mhm.
Bill, I have a question, which is, in terms of the opener, let's say that the opener has a double tin in clubs, but has 20 points with length. Will you then open to no trump, counting the length?
I open no trump whenever I possibly can. I don't care if I have a 5-card major. I like to open no trump because it is such a narrowly defined bid. Did that answer your question,
So
Ethel?
counting the length, it would be those extra points.
No.
No.
In the presentations that I give and in standard American, I would say, don't count length when you're thinking about bidding. no.
Okay, right, okay, fine.
On the other hand, when I'm looking at my hand, there's a wonderful author named Marty Bergen, and one of his famous books is called Points Schmoints.
I have that book.
And yeah, great. And the idea is, let's suppose we move this little heart over to clubs, and this looks like 18 high card points and 1 for length. Well, that's about the best 18 in one hand I've ever seen in my life. Right. So if I have any kind of a decision to make, I'm going to round up. But
Phil, in this example, for the responder, what would the responder need to go to 3 hearts?
What we talked about a few weeks ago was responder should have, again, 2 hearts is 6 to 10. 3 hearts would be 11 to 12.
Okay.
And 4 hearts.
And they'd
four of
have
your
to have
suit,
4
And
hearts. yeah.
I'm a stickler that it shows a 4-card heart suit.
Okay, to go, okay.
And the reason that I'm a stickler for it is if you have a 5-3 fit, sometimes the trumps break 4-1 and it's really unpleasant. And even if the trumps break 3-2, by the time you call the trump, there's no trump left in dummy. And you can't trump anything in dummy. But if it's 5-4, the trumps almost always break 2-2 or 3-1. And you don't have a big problem. And you've always got one left in dummy to trump something. So a 5-4 fit plays much better. And when it goes 1 heart, 3 hearts, you're inviting the opener. And so the opener is going to have to make a decision. And if opener has a pretty cruddy hand, pretty cruddy opener, but knows you've got 4 hearts, it's easier for her to make a decision about whether to bid game or not. So that's intermediate level stuff.
Yes, and I want to say to the people that have very recently begun or haven't even really begun, that don't let this floor you.
Absolutely.
Because, yeah.
Absolutely. That what for those people, what you're seeing is a set of people in this group who are asking the next questions. Which is
Bill, can I-
fabulous.
They've been here for a long time, or they've been around the bridge table for a long time.
Yep.
And some of you fabulous people have been here since April
Yep.
only.
Yep.
So, yeah, and it's only June.
And-
So incredible. Yeah.
And perhaps foolishly, I'm entertaining their questions.
So Phil, I want to follow up on the previous question. Did
Sure.
you say that you don't count length points in deciding?
I don't count length points when I'm thinking about opening no trump.
Okay,
I do when I'm thinking about opening a suit.
okay.
Are you allowed to do that? No.
I have a
Well, we're
question.
allowed to do anything, right?
Yes, Trish. Some people count them. Some people don't. Some people open no trump with a 5-card minor. Some people don't. So it's because everybody doesn't necessarily agree and do it the same way. And that's why there's some of the chaos that you see at the bridge table.
Like when Dana and I played in a 3-1 fit twice in New Orleans.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll open-
In a tournament that they had to qualify for, by the way.
Oh, oops, I clicked too soon. Okay, so let's look at another hand where opener is kind of in between. On the prior page, opener was there were 2 hands. One was pretty minimal, one was a big one, right? But sometimes openers kind of in between. So I count 4, 7, 10, I count 16 high and 1 for length is 17. That's a lovely hand. I mean, that's a lovely hand. Does opener know what suit we're going to play in?
Well,
Yeah.
No.
They
Does
think
opener
so.
know how high we're going to go?
No.
No. So what does opener do?
One
One
spade.
spade.
One spade. Just start talking. And the important thing here is to watch how these answers slowly appear over time. And the thought I have is if we just think about trying to answer these 2 questions, then a lot of our anxiety about what do I bid goes away. Okay, so let's look at responder's hand. Responder has that same cruddy 6-point hand, this with 3 spades.
Two spades.
So what does responder know about what suit?
Spades.
Spades.
Spades. What about how high?
I don't know.
Yeah, unless
doesn't
opener
know.
has a huge hand, we're not going anywhere. So it's probably low. And what do we bid?
Two spades.
We bid 2 spades. Now, until 6 or 8 months ago, I just thought about this as 1 spade, 2 spades. Saying three or more spades and 6 to 10 support points. But I realize it's much more important to be thinking about these 2 questions. So yes, I'm telling partner I have 3+ spades and 6 to 10 support points, but in my mind, I'm thinking, I know it's spades and we're probably stopping soon. Okay, so what does opener know at this point? What about the suit?
Yeah, spades,
Yeah,
Spades.
spades.
Spades, how high?
not very.
Well, opener had 17
And we might only have 6.
and might only have 6, but we might have 10.
Mhm.
So maybe game, don't know.
Mhm.
So how do we find out? What do we do?
Invite.
Invite. Let's bid 3 spades. We weren't strong enough to jump to 4
Mhm.
and we weren't weak enough to pass. We're in between. So what does responder think at this point?
Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad partner has a nice hand. I wish we were playing in 2 spades. But I'm gonna pass.
Mhm.
So let's give responder a little bit better hand and we'll start out the same way. Opener's hand is the same.
Phil,
Yes,
how does responder know when you rebid your spades that you're not saying you have 6 spades?
what's different here than if it went 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 spades?
Okay, well, say that again.
Responder has promised 3 spades.
Yeah,
So responder knew it was spades that you're gonna play in, and so did opener. So now the only thing opener has to worry about is, are we in game or not?
okay,
So opener invites.
okay.
And
So I
and
don't-
again, I'm just beginning to understand how thinking about these 2 questions makes bidding so much easier. So same hand, opener doesn't know what suit or how high and starts describing her hand.
Mhm.
Let's give responder a little bit better hand. Now she's got 9 points and 3 card spade support. Does she know what suit?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Spades. Does she know how high?
No.
No. So what does she do?
2 spades.
Two
2
spades.
spades. Same bid as above. Right? So what does opener know at this point? Which suit?
Spades.
Spades.
Spades. How high?
Maybe game.
Maybe game, just like above. So let's invite. And in this case, responder says, well, I said 6 to 10. I've got a pretty nice looking 9. That's the upper end of my range. We already knew it was spades. We got to be in game. And opener accepts the invitation, or responder accepts the invitation.
No, wait, the opener might only have 12 points, right?
Yes, but suppose opener had 12 points. What would she be thinking after hearing 2 spades?
Not maybe game.
Oh,
No chance of game.
okay.
And she would have passed.
Mhm.
And you'd be playing 12 versus 9 points in 2 spades and been very happy.
Huh.
So
But I
again,
thought that
let's-
I thought that wasn't enough
Yeah,
points for
I-
a responder to bid game.
Yeah, I agree. I would not have, that's not enough. I wouldn't have, I would
Okay.
have passed, because I would assumed that the
25.
responder had on the low end And if I, I don't have, what did I open? Did I open with 13? Yeah, 13. And
Well,
that's
well,
not
let's-
enough to,
Let's look at the hand that's on the screen because I may have distracted with my other response. So let's look at the hand that's on the screen. One spade. And then two spades says I have at least 3 spades and 6 to 10 points. And opener says, well, I know we're going to end up in spades, but I don't know whether we have game or not. I have around 17. So if partner is at the low end, we want to stop. But if partner is at the high end, we want to continue. So opener invites with 3 spades.
Okay.
And now responder, everything is context based, right? The context here is responder has limited her hand to 3 plus spades and 6 to 10 points.
okay, I have a question,
Yeah.
Phil.
Yes.
So, and I forget to do this, but I think what I would do if I was the opener, once the responder bid 2 spades, I'd recalculate my hand and count the singleton. So I really have,
Yeah, I don't,
points.
I hear you. I would counsel you to not do that.
okay, why?
I count shortness only in the supporting hand.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you're right. You're okay. Yeah, that's what I was taught to, and I
Yeah.
forgot that. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yep. Good, great questions. Great questions.
Phil, I have one question.
Yes.
On that previous hand, why does the rebid by opener of 3 spades not promise 6 spades?
Because we've already resolved the question of what suit. We've already
if-
resolved the
if we're-
question of what suit.
If opener heard from responder something other than 2 spades, a rebid would mean 6 spades.
That's
But
correct.
if it hears spades, it could be only 5. Okay,
That's
thank
correct.
you.
Great, yes, great question.
That's
Yes.
good to know.
We've resolved the question of what suit. Now the only question is how high. And so we go partway and say, partner, you make the decision. Great question.
Phil,
Yes.
what about 15 or 16 if the opener has 15 or 16 points?
Well, it depends on how much confidence you have in your declarer play. I would pass, knowing my declarer play. I'm not gonna bank on finding partner with 10. If I have 15, I'm gonna go quietly and hope that other people continue and go down. That may sound funny, but it's dead serious.
So you would stay at 3, you mean?
If
2.
if the queen of hearts was a little heart, and so we had 14 plus 1 for length, I would pass.
Okay.
I want to play in 2 spades. Maybe we make 3, but I'd much rather play in 2 spades making 3 than 3 spades making 2. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So we invite if responder's range says there's a chance, if it's kind of like, 50-50. The lower 50, we want responder to pass. The upper 50, we want responder to continue. Okay, let's look at this one. We're going to again focus on the 2 questions. What do we think of opener's hand?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Lovely. How many high card points?
17.
Are we balanced?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we did?
Your favorite no trump.
But first, do we know what suit we're going to play in?
No,
Do we know how high we're going to go?
No.
no.
No, we have no idea, but we describe our hand. Let's look at responder's hand. Oh, when opener
Captain
bids 1
Kirk
no
always
trump, what does
wins.
responder become?
The captain?
Captain of the team.
It wasn't because I was smart, only because this was there.
And I'm not saying that Kirk is smart. Okay, let me be clear. Although, well, let's not get into the red shirts and beaming down and all that stuff. So responder, what does responder know at this point? What suit?
He doesn't know.
Yeah, is there any chance, is there much chance of a major fit?
No,
No, so if we don't have a major fit, where do we like to play?
No
no
trump.
trump.
No trump. And how high?
Low.
Low. 6 plus 17 is nowhere near game, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
So we don't have to sweat over this. We just pass.
Pass.
It's
Oh.
easy. It's easy. When you think about these two questions, it's stunningly easy. Let's give responder a better hand. Same hand for opener. Doesn't know what suit, doesn't know how high, but it's a clear one, no trump opener. Let's give responder a better hand. How many high card points over there?
11.
11. So how high?
Game.
Game. What about what suit?
No trump.
No trump. So what do we bid?
Three, no.
Three no trump.
Bingo. And
So,
Yep.
in the top one, what would 2 no trump have meant if Captain Kirk said 2?
ooh, let's go to the next slide.
Okay.
Same hand. Don't know where we're going to play, but I'll bid 1 no trump with 15 to 17 balanced. Responder now, how many high card points?
I don't know.
9.
9.
Okay.
What suit?
No trump.
No trump. Yeah, I like no trump. I like no trump. I hate minor suits. I mean, I'm going to take a zillion tricks in my diamond suit,
Mhm.
and I'd rather score them at a much higher rate in no trump. How high?
Oh,
Possible game.
Possible game. So what do I do?
2 no
Two
trump.
no trump.
Invite.
You know, Trump. I'm saying no trump sounds good. I'm too weak to jump there myself, but I'm too strong to pass. So this is a time when we ask partner a question. What should partner do?
3 no
That's
trump.
three no trump.
Yeah, partner has a clear maximum. So partner bids 3 no.
What's your definition of how many points too strong to pass?
For me, 9.
Okay,
For some people, 8,
thanks.
because 8 plus 17 is 25.
Mhm.
But 8 plus 16 and 8 plus 15 are both disasters. Oops. I'm giving away my big secret.
Mhm.
So let's give opener a minimum no trump opener. So I took away a couple of points. So now it's 15 high card points.
Okay.
Same thing, opener is going to just describe her hand. Responder has the same hand as above. It's the same situation. You know you want to be in no trump,
Mhm.
You still got.
and you're thinking maybe game.
Mhm.
So you bid 2 no.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what does opener do?
Pass.
Pass.
Excuse me, Phil, I have a question
course.
about this opening hand.
Yep.
I get well, no trump makes me nervous in general, but when I have a hand like this and I have no stopper in one suit, I don't feel very comfortable, and you can talk me out of that, but I feel when yes, opening no trump gives your partner a very discrete point count.
Yeah.
But also, I believe that it also is saying I have stoppers in all the suits.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, have had disasters with these kind of no trump hands where neither me nor my partner has really any ability to stop our opponents from running a suit. And the minute they get in there, we're down.
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Let me say a couple of things. One is I recently declared 3 no trump and the opponents took the first 7 tricks in spades.
Oh, but dear
And,
God.
and I lived, you know, to play another day.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the end of the world.
Right.
The challenge is if you wait for hands where you have every suit stopped,
Yeah.
you throw away a ton of potential 1 no trump openers. And they're hugely informative to partner. Let's imagine for a minute that partner's super weak. Yeah, they're going to take a bunch of club tricks, but that's life. Let's imagine the partner has a decent hand. She probably has an honor in clubs somewhere. And maybe they won't lead clubs. People like to lead majors against no trump. Maybe you get a spade lead. And you're fine. The other thing that we've mentioned a few times here is that a lot of people get nervous playing no trump, particularly playing 1 no trump. And playing 1 no trump can be very challenging. But I'll tell you one thing at the bridge table that is much harder than playing 1 no trump. It's defending 1 no trump. It is really easy to give away tricks as a defender against a 1 no trump contract. So I would much rather play 1 no trump than defend 1 no trump. But that's just me. So Catherine, I don't know if that spoke to your questions.
No, it did. What you're saying is you should feel braver if you don't, bid your no trump because you feel it's provides much more than the risk of
absolutely
of losing 5 tricks right off the bat.
Absolutely. Yeah. My loving wife and partner Dana put us in a 6 no trump contract the other day. If they'd led a club, we would have been down 4. They didn't lead a club.
Oh, okay.
We made 6 no,
All right.
And I have one more slide with a conversation. This conversation's a little longer. And I hope I didn't goof it up. So here's opener's hand. Does opener know what suit you're going to play in? No. Does opener know how high?
No.
How does opener start the conversation?
1 club.
1 club. Can't fit a heart because you only have 4 of them.
Oh, right.
So you bid 1 club. Let's look at responder's hand. 4, 7, 10, 11. And a couple of 4 card suits in the majors. Does responder know what suit?
No.
Does responder know how high?
No.
No.
No. Maybe game because she's got 11. So what does responder bid?
1 heart.
1 heart. Bid your 4 card suits up the line. All she's saying is 4 or more hearts, 6 or more points. Let's flip back to opener's perspective. Does opener know what suit?
Yes. Heart.
Yes, hearts. Does opener know how high?
Nope.
No. So let's tell responder, oh, I have 4 hearts. We have a heart fit. I'm not strong enough to invite game. I mean, you might have only 6 points. I'm kind of minimal. So what does responder do at this point? What suit?
3
Hearts.
Hearts. How high?
Game.
2 hearts.
Yeah, maybe game.
Yeah, how do you?
We're
really-
still in the maybe game business.
Well, how about, excuse me, Coach Phil,
Oh, yeah.
why not mention your spades? Why wouldn't the responder mention spades?
It depends a little bit on your bidding agreements. But once you've agreed on hearts as trump, if you bid spades, you're giving the opponent's information.
Okay.
And so generally not a good idea. Some people would say that a 2 spade bid is showing interest in game if you have a fit with spades, but let's keep it a little simpler. So hearts, maybe game. I mean, you've got 4, 7, 10, 11. Partner could easily have 14. You know, so let's bid 3 hearts. I can't go all the way to game, but I'm too strong to pass. So if you're at the top of your range, please continue.
Mhm, mhm.
So let's look at opener's hand. Who was the original heart bidder?
Responder.
Responder.
Right.
So opener is the supporting hand. So opener can count shortness.
Oh, yeah, 15 points. Right, yeah.
So opener has 14 high and 1 for shortness is 15.
15, yeah.
Well, that sounds like more than a minimum.
Uh-huh.
Let's bid 4 spades or 4 hearts.
Yeah.
So again, for me, this idea of thinking about what suit and how high was really, really helpful. And the more I think about it, the more helpful it is.
Mhm.
It's really the only focus that you have. And then the conversation, you know, is all about, you know, I bought a steak. Well, you know, I like chicken. Oh, I like chicken too. Well, you know, I've got a really wonderful chicken recipe. Oh, well, let's do it, you know. So,
And Phil,
yes.
do you always get the suit before the no?
That's a great question. No, and I should have had an example that looked like that. Let's imagine just for a minute that on this one, responder had, you know, another queen. So responder had 13 high. Let's give responder the queen of spades. So let's turn this into the queen of spades.
Okay.
So now responder has 13 high card points and responder still doesn't know what suit, but responder knows you want to be in game. And you're going to show your heart suit and hope partner raises. Or if you show your heart suit and partner bids a spade, now you know it's spades. And if you show your heart suit and partner bids something else, now you know it's no trump.
Okay.
No Trump. I'm not following you on there.
Well, if you don't have a spade fit and you don't have a heart fit, you want to play in no trump.
Oh my God, look at the clubs.
Well, I changed the hand. Right? Let me change the hand in a different way. I love this kind of stuff. So let's make this the queen. Okay. So now responder has 13 high. And you bid a heart. Well, it doesn't work because this guy has 4 hearts.
Yeah.
If you end up playing 3 no, yeah, maybe the bad guys take 3 club tricks or 4 club tricks. And I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 off the top.
Yeah,
You know?
it's doable. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe the
yeah.
spades go 3, 3. Maybe the queen of hearts is on side. There's a lot of possibilities.
All right.
Now, if the opener had 4 spades and 4 hearts, then and you've got, as a responder, you've got 4 spades.
Ooh, great. So let's give another X over here and let's take this one away. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Does that change what opener knows at this point?
Opener just knows that they could go either for
Opener knows
hearts
they have a heart
or-
fit.
Right.
Well,
Enough
now-
said.
Okay.
Keep your spades a secret from the bad guys.
So
Hmm.
would it now, couldn't you, if one club, then the responder could double because they have opening. And they have all
Well,
the other,
this person can't double because much as you would like to, you can't double your partner.
because there's nothing intervene. Okay, no,
Yeah, you can only double the bad guys.
no. I mean a takeout double.
Well, you can only double the bad guy's bid.
Well, no, you can't. I thought you can say I have everything other than
If-
clubs.
If opener bids a club, this person up here could double. But you can't double your partner. Well, we'll talk about it another time. So anyway, if you download the presentation, I think we're up to 5 o'clock. If you download the presentation, there's a bunch of full conversations. And then there's several hands that, you know, kind of look like walking through the language. And so I'll leave it up to you to take a
Okay.
look at those.